Hello and welcome to the Listening Post's unboxing channel on YouTube. Today it is with great pride that I'm releasing Optoma's brand new true 4K projector, the UHZ50. This is a DLP projector with performance second to none in its price. It's compact yet bright with 3000 lumens. It's got, being DLP, an uncompromised contrast ratio of 2.5 million to 1. Its laser light source gives you 30,000 hours of use. Plug it in, use it. Use it for your TV shows, use it for gaming. It doesn't matter. Essentially, by the time you've used 30,000 hours on this, the technology has moved on. You're going to bin this. It's utterly perfect, yet so affordable. There's 1.something billion colours, and with an Airtight optical engine, the performance you're going to get on day one is the same performance that you're going to get 30,000 hours later. It's absolutely stunning. It's compact, it's lightweight, it's quiet, it's truly 4K, and being DLP is a magnificent way of regenerating the best picture in your home. So let's have a look. The packaging is really muted. Obviously big bold branding. The DLP by Texas Instruments, of course they invented the technology and it's some of the best available. And of course HDMI certification. On one end we've got model and serial number information in scanning, and of course the brand again. Opening this really straightforward. It's worth noting it's got one of those sort of tamper seals on the top, so drawing the knife across the seal is an important element of opening it. Looking at the top, there's a couple of things. Firstly, we see a very basic sort of thin remote control. Most people are simply using the remote control to turn it on and off nowadays and do a one-off setup out of the box. With HDMI control and other things, turning on and off the projector remotely is relatively straightforward. Fire up your Blu-ray player, the projector turns on. So the remote control has become very secondary into operation, hence why they've sort of opted for a simpler, cheaper, more affordable version. In a little pocket off to one side is a cardboard sleeve which helps protect the basic setup guide, a wireless dongle. Now that's part of some of the other features that this product has. There's a myriad of HDMI inputs for, of course, external things like a Blu-ray player or a home theatre amplifier that's doing all the switching. But it has the capability of basic media playback on board and sort of Chromecast-ish features. So the wireless USB is utilised to be able to link some of those features back to your favourite sort of method of streaming. And then of course there's a user manual and a quick setup guide. Diving down in here we see a New Zealand IEC power cord. It's 3-pin earthed. Then we see a section of folded recycled cardboard, and I commend Optoma for making some of the decisions that others don't about the tomorrow element of the packaging choices that they have. This fully recycled and 100% recyclable, worst case compostable packaging means that it's very good from an ecological perspective. Once removed, it's really straightforward to pick the projector out of the packaging and reveal the rest in the box. Now there's an oversized bag, and on the outside of the bag we have one of those desiccant moisture pads. Removing that and then getting into the bag is a simple enough series of nicks. The bag itself is oversized, so very straightforward to get it out of at that point. And I guess for the first time we get to see just how compact this projector is. Looking at the front, we see a little bit of a protective seal around the edge, a front IR sensor, and the quite large lens. Tipping it forward, we see an implication of the sum of the feature set easily, and please, as always, hang around for some photographs. We'll take some close-ups of these. But we see the zoom very clearly labelled, along with lens shift associated with it. We see the Optoma logo and a warning about the optics and other things like that. Masses of ventilation on both sides mean that the projector can move a lot of air, and given the fact that it's not lamp based, it's only 26 dB of fan noise as it runs, so very, very quiet compared with most in its size. Along the top we see a series of control options, and again those are protected with one of those sort of plastic covers, and as always I take great joy in removing those. So the buttons are protected with a second layer of that sort of protective plastic. A little fingernail allows that to come off, and removing that sort of plastic semi-sticky protective seal. The buttons are very, very straightforward as far as their operation. We've got on-off, zooming in and out and keystone, as well as input and menu selection. Looking at the rear though, this is where it's surprisingly well appointed. Again, for its budget price, it's often that the inputs and outputs are scrimped, because each of course costs a significant amount of money at the budget end and can end up with an explosion in price. Well, they've got a wonderful balance in place. The first is we see an external 3D sink for RF glasses if required for 3D use. We see a 12 volt trigger out and an audio out, which are both 3.5mm. We see an optical digital output. This is a breakaway for the HDMI audio. There is an RJ45 for network connection for the streaming capabilities of the product. Below it is an RS232, and that enables for the control from an external automation product. There are 3 USB inputs, and one of those has a 5 volt 1.5 amp, which is able to power some of the smaller streamers like the Chromecast and Chromecast Ultras. There is 3 HDMI inputs, all of which are HDCP 2.2, so full 4K, HDR, all of those things compliant. The final one features the eARC and ARC for audio output back to an AV receiver. It's a couple of logos, and again, hang around for the close-ups, I'll take them, associated with its compliance for DLP, 4K and Ultra HD. So, there we have it. Optoma's true 4K DLP projector. Whisper quiet. 1 billion colours. 20,000-30,000 hours of use. It's stunning. And for the price, number one, absolutely unbeatable. Very proud to unbox the Optoma UHZ50 projector here at the Listening Post in Christchurch, New Zealand. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more, subscribe to our channel.